All right, Kenman here, and we have a custom laser project that is all apart and ready to get put back together. How did we get to here? Where is there? Months and months ago, I took apart several knives for some projects, and this was one of them, and I never really was able to get around to it. I had some ideas, had some design issues. I have made it through those, and the design turned out great. Aren't you excited to see it? Well, the actual video where I took this apart, I'll link it down in the description if you want to go back and watch that many months ago. But we are now going to cut to when I did the laser mark. I did a little designing, editing, working on a mark, came up with a really cool white laser mark on this green aluminum. You can see some tests that I did on the back of these to get it exactly how I wanted it, and whoo, look at that. All right, we will cut now to the actual laser mark in process, and then we'll come back here and get it put back together, and boom. Check you later. Okay, we are back. Here is the final product. This is the Kansept Accipiter, and the accipiter is a type of bird. So we made some wings. What do we think? Fun stuff. Let's get this thing back together and enjoy it in its completed glory. Let's see if I can remember how to do this here. All right, so there is a spacer which has a couple of these that drop in there. I am going to, we'll just walk through this whole thing. Usually we'll see how it goes. Sometimes I high speed this section so we can kind of get through it, but this is going to be a shorter video since I don't have the actual initial install. All right. So we'll just let her rip. No captive pivots. The bearings are the same on both sides, so it does not matter which way you put it. Okay, there's the blade. I think it might be easier to push down on the spring. Get the other bearing on there. See if we can make some action happen here. Oh, that fell out of its spot. Ooh, here we go. Once the tumbling starts, that's when everything starts falling apart on us. What once looked like it was almost complete can turn into a total nightmare. Just like that. You enjoy the struggle and the frustration on my custom projects? If so, hit that like button and subscribe if you would like to see more. All right, I got that upside down, I think. There we go. So that is the right way on the liner. It clicks into the liner, but not into the actual. All right, let's try to squeeze this on here. There we go. Those are nice sounds. Let's see if I can keep it all together and pick it up. Oh, yeah. All right. Got to be careful when you put a knife back together. You got to make sure you pay attention to the blade centering. So I'm just going to get that pivot started to hold stuff together here, but I'm not going to crank it all the way down yet. Get some of these screws in here to get this held pinned in place. All right. Excited to do some more laser projects. I have several on deck, but I've been kind of struggling with some design and some parameters. Sometimes it's difficult. Literally every time you do another laser mark on a different piece, if it's a different material, it's going to have a different setting, so you have to then do those little tests, dial it in, figure it out. So it always takes a little bit more, and when I try to get a little more advanced on some of these designs, that's when you really have to deal with more issues. Is that what is going on there? It seems like something. Oh, there we go. I'm going to have to use one on each side. Does not have a captive pivot, so it's kind of spinning on me here. So you got to use one on each to see. Why is that not pinching in? You see that? Try not to scratch my new laser mark. There we go. Just needed to hold both sides tight. So I'm going to cinch that down really good. Blade is centered or a little that way, so we can, whoops, hey-o, tighten everything else down. Wow, I'm really all over the place today. Everybody having a good time. Trying to make you all dizzy there. So we'll kind of get both sides semi-tight and then go back and then crank them down a little bit more. Boom. All right, there we are. Wow, look at that. So now we can loosen this. Maybe just a little. Want to make sure the blade is solid when it is open. We need to just loosen that a little bit more. It's doing both sides at once, so I'm going to need to double up. This is why all knives should have a captive pivot. Just makes it easier. You don't have to use two. Boom. Just a little bit tighter. That's the thing, you need to make sure that when it is open, that blade is solid. Find that sweet spot. So now the blade is not moving, drops down nice, front flips nice. Good action. Here we go. We have it complete. I have a clip. I don't know if I'm going to put the clip on there yet. It's a smaller knife, so I'm going to leave that off. As soon as I put it on, it's going to potentially scratch one of these sides. And so depending, sometimes I carry knives on the right, sometimes on the left. Sometimes the smaller ones, I don't put a clip on it at all. So I'm going to enjoy this with the wings. Check them out. Comment below, what do you think? Pretty fun. It changed up, it got rid of a lot of the green, but it is an accipiter, so it can now take flight. Drops really nice. That front flipper works good. Yep, you can roll it over with your finger. Drops down really well. Boom. Even slow motion. Blade is not quite centered. I need to maybe kick it over a little bit. I can make some adjustments on that. What do we think of the accipiter? Fun stuff. Now, I am pretty much doing that mini knife shootout here. Does this qualify? It is definitely probably smaller than some of the others that are in that group. So we'll probably have to put the accipiter in there for the challenge. What do we think of the final look here with the wings? I dig it. Fun stuff. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.